Yes. We are back. We are back for a live watch along for my beloved U.S. men's national team. U.S. men's national team today are facing against Panama. That's right. You heard it. Panama. They have advanced by taking care of Qatar, and they took care of Qatar pretty handily. So certainly deserve to be here. And they are a formidable foe. Excuse me. Maybe I was getting allergic to the BS. No, I'm just joking. Seriously, they are a formidable foe. I am looking for a exciting and good game today. I'm not certain, but I hope that I have some friends and family that are coming along for the ride. I see my brethren in Philadelphia. Big ups to Philly Liverpool FC. We are about to watch our club watch, this United States men's national team club press on to the finals, hopefully, and move on to, I believe we're playing in Vegas this year. So I don't know if my friend can tell me or not. I believe so. But all the same, I'm looking for a really good game today. I'm looking for something. I would like to see us come out in this match different than we did in the Canada match, because in Canada, we seem to kind of take a little while to get our footing, and take a little while to actually be able to penetrate their defenses and really get some continuity going along with our attack. But in the second half, it was definitely a tale of two halves. The first half was certainly, like I said, wasn't a really must-see TV. But second half, a great goal by Brandon, who is starting today actually, and it really pressed us into believing that, okay, yes, we're going to press on, and all we do is hold on. It was in the very late stages of the match, and then Canada came back, scored their own goal as well. Let me double check too. I believe it was a penalty that they scored on. So I'm going to bring this up too. Let me just share this to answer your question. Philly Liverpool FC. We are at San Diego, beautiful San Diego, which is Snapdragon Stadium. Should be pretty cool. I mean, like, considering they're showing the starting lineups right now, should be pretty cool because, it is beautiful out. If you like living in the desert, I guess anything's beautiful because that's where I live. But it's a nice little place to take on Panama. There's definitely going to be a nice, Panamanian contingency out there because a lot of these club teams, they travel very well, especially the Spanish-speaking clubs tend to travel extremely well. And looks like here we go. So I have our game on, but I'm a little bit behind the actual live feed. So let's see how far along and how far back I am on the live feed. Yeah, it was a PK that tied it for us. It was a very, and again, Philly Liverpool FC. I know that it was a very, I wouldn't say somewhat controversial penalty that we got called on us, because it was not like he made an actual gesture to try to make himself bigger. It wasn't like he tried to make himself. Oh, we almost already put one in there. Vasquez hitting the woodwork there. In the first minute already hitting the woodwork, which is excellent to see. Oh, they're not gonna call that penalty. But yeah, it was kind of controversial in my mind because it was one of those goals or one of those penalty calls that we definitely lucked out, I guess, considering that they called that one in the second half, for us to not have gotten it called against us in the first half. Because in my mind, it was somewhat similar in that it might have hit the hand, but it certainly wasn't something that was distinctly the individual trying to make himself, again, bigger or trying to block the shot or to make an actual movement to make a shot, make a defense of the ball. This winner, again, advances to the final, which is going to be against Jamaica or Mexico. That game's coming up afterwards. Still on the fence whether I'll do a watch-along for that or not. But for right now, great ball in. Oh, great ball. So far, the Americans are coming out looking like they're determined to really, bring it to Panama, not allow for them to really settle into the game at any point, which is great to see. I would love to see them just basically, put this away before we have to even worry about, anything going into penalty kicks or extra time or any of that crap that ended up happening yesterday. And I will admit too, it was a ride. I don't know, Philly Liverpool FC. I don't know if it was for you, if you're feeling the pressures of being behind 2-1, but it was definitely an interesting journey, to say the least. I'm gonna pull up that game. Actually, some of the stuff that I have written down in my notes here for your enjoyment. Looks like a relatively decent attendance at today's game. I don't know what the attendance is certainly right now, but again, it's a nice size stadium. 35,000 is a nice size stadium. Looks about maybe 2/3, but you got to also consider that at least I do believe that let me just double check. I believe that Mexico will be playing in the same stadium. Normally, they make them play in the same stadium when it comes to the semifinal, I believe, and the final. The quarterfinals, different story, because you have four teams in the quarterfinal. So you tend to, in the quarterfinal, have those 4 games. You tend to split them into 2 different locations. But yeah, before I get into that, I'll say what I was going to say about the summary of the game there. I know that there was a VR check for that first one, but Vasquez scored in the 88th minute, which was great, and then to make it 1-0, and then to have the penalty given so that it was 1-1 was pretty heart-wrenching. But what was even more heart-wrenching was when in the 109th minute, when Schaffelberg scored the goal to go 2-1, basically having about give or take 11-12 minutes basically left in the game. If you look at it, I got my Reds brethren in the chat. As a Reds fan, loyal Reds fan, one thing I can say is you never walk alone, but you never give up hope. So seeing that goal go in was tough, certainly tough. But if you watch the replay or if you watch watch the broadcast, I believe that with this club, the U.S. men's national team shows a lot of characteristics that you see in Liverpool, in that they make you believe. They don't give up. They rarely ever don't show heart or determination. Oh, Kate Cal, a great approach. Just a little bit unsure of his final touch right there. But again, you tend to see that same determination, the same heart, the same belief, the same never die attitude, which is an amazing characteristic to hold as a player, as a team. It definitely exemplifies what I believe, which is, this nation that I love. So yeah, it was a fun ride to see them come back and score an absolutely blessed own goal by Scott Kennedy, even though it was a nice shot by Busio. So yeah, we might be having a guest on the watch along today too. All things dependent upon some things that he's got to take care of. But yeah, we might have a surprise guest, which will be much appreciated and cool to see. Right now we're in the 7th minute, but it's a little bit, like I said, it's been a lot of America pressing the issue, which is good to see. And it's an interesting difference in lineup today, because originally, excuse me, in the lineup we had back four of Reynolds, Robinson, Neal, and Jones. We had Busio, Sands, and Malavic in the midfield, and then we also had Gressel, Ferrara, and big up. That's what I'm talking about right now. Let me say this. Big up to all my Reds. Best fan base. I swear, this is what I truly believe, one of the best fan bases in the world, and certainly true to the nature of what the word means, which is you'll never walk alone. And the support, I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. So big up, Jake Kismet. So again, what I was saying was Gressel, Ferrara, and Zendejas were our front three. But again, we're changing it up this time. I believe that Cade Cowell definitely deserves a start. I believe he deserves some real minutes. So I'm really looking forward to see what he can bring to the table here. Let's see. Our lineup switched up for this match at least is a lineup that I could like to see possibly. I don't know how the chat's feeling, but if we do are fortunate enough to get to the final, this is the front three that I pretty much would say I would like to see go forward. Brandon Vasquez and Ferreira and Cal. It's a pretty nice front three. Cal on the left wing and Vasquez on the right, and Ferreira in the 9. Somewhat pressing a little bit, probably going to play more of like a center forward position, I would say, more of like to kind of facilitate the speed of Vasquez and the speed of Cal, both of which are really intense players. So yeah. Panama, pushing forward, but it looks like it's gonna be out. I was asking. This is a question. I'll rehash a question I had for my two Reds fans in the chat right now. Hopefully, you're still with me. I asked this question. I asked, would you rather go to, and I said the semifinal, but I'll tweak it a little bit. Would you rather go have a ticket and be able to go to see Liverpool, in the Champions League final, or would you want to go to see the U.S. men's national, or the country of your origin, okay, the country that you support, the national team play, your national team play in the World Cup final? Which would you rather have? That was the question I had. With some very interesting answers I got from the chat last time. That's why I was wondering what we would do. So far, so good. So far, so good. All right. So I'll give you the starting lineup for this. I didn't get a chance to Liverpool. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Um, that's you know what's funny about that Philly Liverpool FC. Um, I think a lot of people are club before country. Um, a lot of times you'll see that, especially when it comes to the sheer fact that a lot of um, we might all like be globally separated, but we all support Liverpool. But yet, in reverse, um, here we are in, for instance, I know Philly Liverpool FC is in America with me. Um, we we are how do I put this? Like we are definitely able to see our teams play and do what they need to do, but I guess the opportunity to see our club play is more dear and more special to our heart than seeing the national team play, which is a very interesting concept. And I will admit, I've skated from answering that question myself. Yeah, I agree too. Philly Liverpool FC says we see our club more. I agree. We do end up seeing our club team play more. Which do you prefer, by the way? Do you not necessarily which team do you prefer? Obviously, we've all given our opinions, but um, do you prefer to see club, or do you prefer to see club action, club football, or do you prefer to see international football? I'm going to be having an episode on my channel that's going to delve into that because I've I've had to address that a couple of times. I've had to address that a couple of times. Jay Kismet says the whole Hendo topic has highlighted the modern day LFC fan, so-called LFC fans embarrassing the fan base with the agenda against him. Dude's 33, got a better six pack than any fan, and a CL and a PL medal. Absolute facts. Facts. I dealt with this today, Jay Kismet. I dealt with this today, and I guess Philly Liverpool FC can kind of concede this fact, but in my group, one of my group chats, I dealt with just a random stray going off against Nunez, and it was out of nowhere. I didn't understand why why the anger was going against Nunez, and it was by someone that doesn't follow Liverpool, obviously, but even more so, it was by someone that is I believe is a Spurs fan, I want to say. And what was interesting about the shot was the fact of, they were taking their own player, Richarlison, and trying to compare them to Nunez. And I'm like, how do you compare Richarlison, who scored 3 goals and 4 assists in all comps, to someone like Nunez, who scored 15 goals and 4 assists in all comps? That's not a comparison. That's not even close to being a comparison. You can have your opinions and you can have whatever you want to say, but come on. Sometimes I think we project like guys, and we're angry about something. We're angry about like possibly the status of our club, status of our players, and this goes with Henderson. Like it's one of those things where you're just projecting, and you don't see it or hear it yourself because your projection is your form of venting, in the sense of being able to possibly make make delusional facts, make things that don't even make sense. So it was interesting take. Philly Liverpool FC says, all I said was I was excited about Nunez. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. We got into Jay Kismet. I'll fill you in on it. It says, wait, opinions are opinions, but agendas are agendas. For sure. That's straight up facts. Because, like, realistically, as Philly Liverpool FC, who's in one of my group chats, said, he simply brought up how excited he was to see what Nunez was going to do the next year, especially considering his history, considering the arc of his play, considering the additions that we've made to our club. And it was one of those things where I was just like, a simple comment like that just sparked some straight anger. And it was very, very interesting. Hendo wanted a better contract and went to the media to get it. And that's what annoys so-called LFC fans. Guy replaced Stevie G and gave his soul to this club. I agree. I have nothing but respect and appreciation for Henderson. I said it, and you know what's crazy about it is I think somehow, some way, we got in on Henderson as well. Oh, well, I think Philly Liverpool FC said it himself. He asked, if I heard about Henderson, the new contract or the situation at least that he was being offered. And I said, hey, you know what? If the reports are right, and this is just me again saying, if the reports were right, 700,000 a week is what I heard someone state. 700,000 a week. Come on, man. You have the ability to change not only your life, not only your children's life, not only possibly even your grandchildren's life. We're talking about your great-grandchildren will always remember the fact that your choice impacted their ability and stability on the future. You can't really spark on that. Can't really spark on it. I've seen Nunez play live. His energy is mischievous, and that's what made Suarez the player he was. I agree too. I believe the fact that Suarez is Nunez's mentor back in Uruguay. The fact that that Suarez speaks so highly of him. The fact that back in 350K, even if it's 350K, $350,000. That's still a lot of money. That's now, look, I love Henderson. Hendo's great, but he's not on the lines of, if I had Salah come in and say, hey, I want to raise, I want 350K, or that's what he's making now anyway, or about that. If he came in and said, I want 350 and I gave it to him, cool. And then Henderson walks in and says, I want the same thing as Salah, we'd have to have a serious conversation. But realistically, hey, if that's what he's getting offered, cool. More power to you. More power to you. But yeah, what I was getting into again was Nunez is called back home in Uruguay. He is called the next Cavani. And there's a reason, I believe, why he's called the next Cavani. It's the reason why I believe that he has he's had a real tough he has some real tough shoes to fill, but he's also back home in Uruguay. He's you're talking about a national team that he's now about to be the star of. I call him the Invasor, INVASOR, for a reason. He's going to be the invader of back lines for oppositions. I always say, we always talk about learn English. That's great. And I want him to learn English, obviously, to communicate with everyone else. But I also say, hey, you know what? It's not bad sometimes to learn his language as well. And Invasor is the Invasor. If you can check out my Nunez episode that I have on my channel. Nunez is certainly that. He can be. I want him to be the invader of that back line, especially now with the transition of the new rule, the new offside rule. Oh my goodness, people just don't understand the pure pace that this young man has is going. If you were scared because that by having them not be able to get that, a little bit of an advantage, and now transitioning to what is more like a hockey offsides, because in hockey there's that line, but you're not offsides as long as you hold the line. As long as one part of you is on that line, you are still onside. Okay, but if you're over that line, different story. And that's what is somewhat similar to this new offside rule that's going to be orchestrated into it. I am going to be interested to see how it transitions to our defense and how we adjust our defense now, because we're always one of the top offsides, defensively offsides, garnishers of that rule. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what he brings next year. And I've been calling it. I got forced to say possibly. I said 20 goals all comps for sure. I believe a five goal perk to his numbers isn't a crazy number. But yeah. But hey, if that offside rule, like I said, goes down and everything else, we're looking at possibly. I could see him getting 20 goals in the Prem. And I get it. That's an 11 goal leap. That's a different story. I understand that part and point, but still all the same, you're going to really see a lot of different focal points come when it comes to the distributors, the facilitators that we're bringing into this lineup. Thiago, Dom, McAllister, keeping Trent in that advanced role, having a more established, more advanced Curtis Jones. We're looking pretty nice, looking very nice. Let's see. Nunez knows. He has to take that. Oh, that was about. He's 33 years old. Henderson needs to take the 350K for sure. I can understand that. Wouldn't hold it against him if he did. I would appreciate his service though, and I think that if he does go, then it would be. It's kind of weird to let your. I know I might be alone in this take, but it's kind of weird to see your vice captain go, and then in the same window see your captain go. I don't know if that's happened. I think that would be probably a rarity, but yeah. Let's see some of these other comments. Philly Liverpool FC says, bold prediction: Nunez will be in the Golden Boot race in the PL. That is a bold shout, but then again, I said he'd win it. But it's all good. It's all good. That might be hopeful thinking, but in Germany, Jay Kismet says, in Germany, the foreign players learn German. Playing in England is a little easier because mainstream music worldwide is English spoken songs, and so are films. Absolutely spot on. Spot on. I can't say this enough. If I started this stream and I started speaking German right now, there'd be a select few people that can understand me. Maybe Hylor, I believe he's German, but there'd be a select few. He's part of the community at least that could understand what I'm saying. It probably alienate most of the people in the chat. So it is what it is. I think that's a major point. If he plays bang in the middle, he's scoring goals. And to answer your question, for Liverpool FC, he went to Brighton. Oh, as Jay Kismet just said, he went to Brighton. I can't say this enough, and this is why sometimes when you get into conversations with some of our own fan base, which is very interesting. Again, we're at the 26th minute, still 0-0. America's pressing a little bit, but it's been primarily a little bit more so in favor of a stalemate, I guess you could say. But what I was about to say is when it comes to these players that were in mention of, Milner, I believe a club legend, if not a legend, you could say certainly an icon. Okay, you get the players like Bobby, for instance. I don't know if you guys saw when Bobby touched down in Saudi Arabia, and when he got let out to go, I believe it was supposed to go to practice or go to the facility, he got mobbed. It was a mob that just engulfed him, and of course his energetic and electric and inviting smile just brightened up the entire screen. But you've got to realize this, and this is something I say time and time again. If other teams want these players, it obviously symbolizes the fact that they are good players. If these players left our team and couldn't get a job, but if they're out there and they're getting job, they're Milner's 30, pushing 40 practically, okay? And he's about to go and play one of the up-and-coming teams in the Premier League. Says something. To me, at least, that says something. Let's see if I can. I can't get rid of this thing. But yeah, it does say something to me that that these players are wanted by clubs, and hey, I don't know. I think that I'm not when it comes, and also when someone says things like sentimental FC, or you're being too sentimental and all these little different things and yada yada yada. Look, if you can't be sentimental about football, then you don't understand what football means, because that's what football is supposed to be. You're supposed to have a warmth in your heart when you see that badge. You're supposed to have a warmth in your heart when you see the teams that you beloved. We're taking a hydration break, by the way, on the pitch. America right now is in a heat wave. I know for where I'm at, I'm in a. It's been a week of heat wave alerts, and now we have a high wind alert. I don't even know. I've never even seen that before, but a high wind alert. So it's just what it is. But yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that it symbolizes a lot, though. I know that the participants in the chat, we all want the same thing. We all want to see our club win. It's just funny that those same people that try to push players out the door. It's funny how those same people that sometimes consistently and constantly talk about players and different individuals on the club as like dirty, sometimes so incredibly dirty, like saying things they would never say to them if they saw them on the street. It could be interesting how those same players, same people in our fan base, sometimes I'll say, oh, all these different negative things, will be the first person at the party talking about their club. So, certainly so. But I mean, I'm all about you're more than welcome to criticize, but if it's constructive, awesome. That's how I see it. If it's constructive criticism, I'm all about it. So, Jake Kisman says, pound, dollar, euro is the only way, I guess money is the only way they can build a league where players want to play outside the domestic European leagues. We have to wait to see how long players last there. The Exodus will tell us where it is at. I'm going to be honest with you, Jay Kismet, and I'm going to be honest with everyone in the chat. I agree 100% of what your comment is. I also would add to that comment that I believe when it comes to what you're seeing now in Saudi Arabia, it is an exact, in my opinion, an exact duplicate process or action that you saw in Qatar. Look, I just want to make sure I get the correct term. It was called image washing. And I believe that what you're now witnessing is the fact that, Saudi Arabia is making a really honest effort, a really earnest, effort. Earnest effort to get the World Cup, to be able to have the World Cup in Saudi Arabia. Especially now that they've had it in Qatar, it's almost like a Joneses thing, like competing with they say, if your neighbor gets a car, you now want to have a better car, or you want to have at least the same car, if not a better car than they do, competing with your neighbors. And what they're doing right now, I think, is by bringing in these talents, bringing in these world talents into a league that not many people paid much notice or much mind to, by bringing in these talents to that new league, you are certainly bringing on, a heightened appearance of your country. You're bringing up a heightened importance of where you stand and symbolize in the football world, I believe, and that's something that I think we're seeing a lot of right now, which is they have all the, I wouldn't say all the money, but they have a lot of money, and when you're able to make your own rules, your own laws, you don't have to worry about anyone telling you yes or no. It's just a matter of putting those things together. You get what you get, which is, like you said, Jake Kismet, I'm all about the money. So we're down to the 34th minute, still 0-0. Unfortunately, from what I've been watching, at least, it has been a lot of. It was intense in the beginning. Now we're looking at a little bit more of two teams starting to get a feel of the game. Let's get some stats. Yeah, we're looking at just one shot on target. Looking at two shots to one, basically. But what's very interesting is right now, again, which is very interesting. So we came off a lot of intensity, but it looks like Panama, by the numbers at least, is controlling the possession, 61-39. I think he might have just given up a corner. What was a question or a subject I dealt with last week is wait, let me answer this question. Where is U.S. football at the moment? Do you think they are heading in the right direction? Jake is just trying to get me in trouble, right? Look, I think that I can say that they're heading in the right direction in the fact that we are playing the Gold Cup with primarily one starter from the main team. The Nations League is what you saw when you saw the team that you saw in the Nations League is probably the team that you're going to see go into the World Cup. Okay. A lot of these players are fighting for positions on that same team, but I think that we're headed in the right direction considering our counterparts. For instance, I don't think Mexico is heading in. They've been sputtering and going in the wrong direction, if anything. Canada has certainly had a boost in their appeal, but they still have a little bit of ways to go to solidify that they're. I'm not saying that they're not meant to stay in the top tier, but certainly have a little bit of ways to say, hey, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, when some of these players have moved on or are no longer playing with the club, yeah. But America, I believe, to say this right now, I say we're going in the right direction because this, I don't want to say this is our B team because that's doing a disservice to the players that are representing. I know that something I pointed out earlier in my group chat was that I was concerned, considering that I think the only person that's had any goals for U.S. men's national team on that team was Morris, and he's not even playing. Or Nick Ferreira has some goals as well. But it was one of those things where it was like, looking at this club, and you're like, okay, these are some fresh faces rocking the U.S. badge. So it's good and nice to see we're giving some opportunities. I think it's cool and everything else, but yeah. Mexico, U.S., and Canada doing a 3-country World Cup. Times have changed. I think that's going to be very interesting. Obviously, I believe the final is going to be in America. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting the fact that technically we won we being the United States of America won the bid, for instance. I remember back in the day when even Obama went over, I think, overseas and was trying to convince the committee to give us some votes to get it. But you're right. It is very interesting to see a 3-country combination. It's almost like a North America bid, like North America won, for instance. And it's North America, not including Central America, obviously, which is some of what are the countries that get to participate. Obviously, Panama, for instance. But yeah, very interesting. Oof, dangerous approach right there. Back line looking a little shaky for America right now. I'm not really feeling it that much with the ability to handle some of these. Brian Reynolds and Robinson, who was right there, Miles Robinson were solid last game, pretty solid last game. And Miles Robinson is a player that gets to play on the. He doesn't start, but he definitely gets to play on the what we're calling, for lack of a better word, A team for us. Jay Kismet says, I just assumed, considering the level of U.S. sports, that they would be much better by now at soccer. Appreciate you saying that. You know what it is, and this is from someone that not I don't want to date myself too much, but I am old enough to know when the MLS started, for instance, and the MLS has come shapes, miles, however they say, leaps and bounds since its induction. I think it was right after the '94 World Cup. Is when we told FIFA, you give us the World Cup, we'll start a major league soccer. We'll start a soccer league here, And FIFA was like, okay, let's do it. And they knew that by giving us the bid, it would mean that there obviously would be maybe an injection into the interest of football in this country. Great defensive stop right there. Again, by Miles Robinson. Panda was pushing. It's a lot harder for us to field a team when it comes to football/soccer, primarily because we do have baseball, we do have basketball, heck, we even have hockey. We have these other major sports. Hopefully I'm not doing this disservice by not counting baseball, basketball, football, American football, obviously, and basketball, football, and hockey. Yeah, okay, so that makes sure I got them all. The original four were originally basketball, baseball, American football, and hockey. Those four sports are all four major sports where, I realize. I mean, we were talking about earlier about Hendo possibly doing 350K. Oh, and golf. Yeah, NASCAR, golf, those kinds of sports. That was close. So sorry. Panama is definitely bringing the noise to us. Definitely brings the noise. With all those sports, and I'm not necessarily going to say NASCAR and golf. All due respect, but those four sports, because then I would say tennis or something like that as well. But those four sports are four sports that are primarily North American based sports. I get there's leagues in Spain and Argentina for basketball, for instance, in Israel and in France, Greece. I get that, but there's no way near the level of their competitors. Like, I wouldn't say that that the Spanish basketball league, which I'm pretty sure Barcelona have their own basketball club too. I wouldn't say Barcelona basketball league or basketball club is at the same level as the Barcelona football club, But with that said, in America, different story, completely different story. And these players, these athletes are making enormous fees when it comes to what they're garnishing and gaining. So when you're a youngster and you're growing up and you're thinking, okay, where should I go? I'm an athlete. Where do I go on to? I know that. Yes, definitely. I think Paul Gasol played for Barcelona. I want to say basketball club. Philly Liverpool FC was making a point about Barcelona club basketball. But if you're a youngster and you're growing up and you're thinking about, fast guys, gotta make a better touch. If you're thinking about being a club that you can, or participating in a sport that you could possibly take on as a profession later on in life, you're going to pick one of those four major sports. Let's just be honest with you before you choose football/soccer. Okay. And that's only because primarily your entryway is certainly more assured and given in those four sports than it is in football, unfortunately, because to tell you the truth, there's still some very negative connotations when it comes to players, football/soccer players in the world when it comes to America. Let's just keep it 100. I mean, it's hard enough sometimes to have people take myself seriously when I comment on the game, because they say, oh, well, what are you doing liking Liverpool? Or what are you doing commentating on this or that? And it's like, oh, it's a global sport. I mean, there's an amazing invention called television. It's an amazing invention called the internet. you know. So I mean, like being able to follow a club or follow anything in the world now is a lot more easier to do. But I could see, and this is just to be honest, I see America making some real progression when it comes to where we're at now in the world stage or world theater. Because I mean, like you look at it right now. I mean, you look at the men's starting lineup. Now, this lineup, different story. These players are primarily MLS players. I'm trying to think. I think the only one that plays overseas on this club right now that's starting is Matt Turner. Obviously plays for Arsenal right now. I know they've gone to halftime. They're about to go to halftime on my broadcast here. So far somewhat similar, in my opinion, to the way that the game went in our last match against Canada. However, I can say what thing is concerning is I don't like the fact that we haven't held on to possession. I'd like to see those. I like to see those numbers flipped in the second half. It might be. It might be. I am a betting man. But the question is, do we win it in extra time or do we win it in regular time? I might give you a insight of what we're looking at here, since you asked that question, because that is a pretty good question. Let's see. All right, so let me pull up men's national team. I'm trying to think about so I'm gonna pull up their who and like what teams these players are playing abroad. So if you look at it, it's a very interesting list. Wow, it's a long list too. If you're looking at this list of American players right now, you're looking at Brendan Aronson playing in Union Berlin. I don't know if that. I think that might be his brother, Paxton Aronson, playing in Bundesliga as well. Tyler Adams so far playing at Leeds United. That's still left to be said as to whether he'll move clubs or not. I wouldn't mind. I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but I wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Adams as a Liverpool Red. I don't know what your opinions are on that. Bellows in the Bundesliga, second league though. Bornstein, Honduras, Bundesliga, Series B. Brazil for Johnny Cardoso, who I would like to see him more of him actually. He plays for Internacional in Brazil. Cameron Carter-Vickers plays for Celtic. Timmy Chandler still playing in Bundesliga. De La Fuente is playing in Greece. De La Torre playing in La Liga. Sergino Dest is playing in Barcelona or playing in La Liga. Daryl Dike, who, interesting enough, was a very, promising, was on a promising run. Was big up to United Spurs of America. Big up. Daryl Dike, who I like, plays for West Brom currently in the championship. Haven't really heard much from him lately. It is very interesting to see why he wasn't included in this lineup or with this club, even though I understand this is more MLS-based club. Still, would like to see Daryl Dike get the shot. Discaroo plays at Cyprus. Let's see. Julian Green. It's a shame what's happened to Julian Green. I think that he was a good player. Unfortunately, he's in the second league of Bundesliga right now. He never his star never really flourished or went off the way I thought it would. I thought that he was the one. He was that lone goal against Belgium. I don't know if you guys remember that. But yeah, DK got injured all last season. Spurs of America is saying. I don't know if DK was in the National League team or for the Nations League. I don't think he was even in that team, to be honest with you. But I could be wrong. I'd have to double check on that. But again, it looks like a lot of Bundesliga. And this is something that I would love to say. In Philly, Liverpool FC, or if you guys want to hop on the stream with me, I'm going to put the link in the here in the chat, so you can join in and actually have a word to say. If anyone's interested, you can have a little inclusion back and forth or something like that. It'd be cool. But what I was going to say is, I'm going to pull that up too. I'll pull up to see if he was in the Nations League. I'm not sure if he was in the Nations League. So, the subs for the Nation League, no, he wasn't on the squad for Nations League. Now, I'm not sure if he was on maybe like the extended squad in case someone got injured type squad situation, but I know that it was Miles Robinson, like I said earlier, Sean Johnson, who is on this team as well, Austin Trusty, De La Torre, Johnny, Sonora, Boot, Pepe, Zendejas, and Drake Chandler were the bench, and the starting lineup was Pulisic, Balogun, Weah, Arison, Musa, Reyna, Robinson, Richards, Zimmerman, Scally, and Matt Turner. So yeah. Again, if any of you if Philly, Liverpool FC want to hop on, or Jay Kismet, if you want to hop on, or United Spurs of America, if you want to hop on, be cool. Make a little block party in here, I might even make myself an adult beverage in a second or two. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying earlier is that Jay Kismet was saying, let me show you some of these comments. This is what Jay Kismet was saying. I heard Adams would be a good addition. Doubt he will stay at Leeds. I agree. I'm sure a lot of these players have clauses in their contract, whereas if you're in a club that gets relegated, you can force your way out. You can force the club into having to sell you, or even having to if not sell you, release you from your contract, because maybe you might have a long-term contract, or maybe you might have something where it's just not that your situation is going to get you a move. So to the chat, would you take Weston McKennie on Liverpool? It's a good question. I know that he was lent out to Leeds, and I believe he's going back to Juventus now because the loan is over. Let's see who else is out there. I guess some of these need to be updated. The list I'm looking at, because he just moved there, but yeah, it looks like because Pulisic still listed as Chelsea, and now we just heard that everything's been finalized. He's already made the trip over. He's about to do the medical for his new move to AC Milan. Wish him good luck with that move. I wish him all the best. Obviously, I'm appreciative of the fact that he won't be going against us, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. I personally I would love to go for Gio, to tell you the truth, if we're looking at players to go after, American players to go after. Dangerous attack, 29%, 22%. Let's see. It's an interesting list, though. A lot of players playing overseas nowadays. A lot of American players, which is great to see. A lot of American players playing abroad, and it's good to see that. That wasn't always the case back in the day. I could easily say 20, 30 years ago, seeing a player put on a Dortmund kit, or playing for Juventus, or playing for PSV, or playing for I'm trying to think some of the clubs that have players, Valencia, or playing for any of these really, really good clubs, very established clubs. Chelsea, obviously, for Pulisic, or now AC Milan. So yeah, it's one of those things. Give me 1 second. Okay. See some of these other comments saying about DK getting hurt. I understood that. Jake is going to hop on our show, bro. No problems. And let's see. Right now, I'm interested to see what we're going to do for the second half, as in what kind of changes we're going to possibly be looking to make. I know that the lineup so far, the lineup that we're looking at right so far has been a good lineup. I'm not I don't have too many issues with who they put out there. I again have just an issue with our possession. The number of possession that we have going on right now is concerning. So let me show you this one. So this is the lineup that we're looking at so far in the 0-0 tie. They're, from what I can see, they're about to start to take the field again. That means that they're probably starting, quote unquote, on the live stream or the live broadcast, however you want to put it. Yeah, so you can see my pointer, hopefully. Matt Turner, good guy. Aaron Long was being asked, there's a lot of questions as to why he was being included in this lineup for some reason. I don't necessarily have a problem with it because a lot of the if you've been watching the game, a lot of the attack has been happening on this side of the pitch. Basically, Brian Reynolds and Miles Robinson have been, in my opinion, seeing a lot of the blunt share of what you've been having to deal with. And yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more control in the midfield, and I'm not sure if they're going to make any changes. It doesn't look like they're making any changes as of yet. But we are a go. We are a go. To answer your question. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I will answer your question, Jay Kismet, on Roy regularly. But we have a guest from north of the border. Oh, Beige on Res TV, my beloved Red is in the house. Big up, big up. Asking if we are ready to lose. The funny thing about it is that same question was posed last time we played his club, his Canadian national team. So it's all good. It's all good. Oh man. I think we should be able to pull this win out. I think we should be in. I think we should be able to pull it out. Pause. And big this up, and he's saying, big up, brother. I'm not Canadian. I know. You just lived there. I get it. You just lived there. Understand. He represents for sure. The Bejan crew for sure. He's not Canadian. I'm not saying you're Canadian, but it is where you call home for right now. But all good. There is I don't know, Bejan. I don't know if you saw this or not, and I don't know, Jay Kisman, if you saw the game. I don't know, Philly Liverpool FC, if you saw this part of the game at least. But after the match, there was some, it's incredible nowadays. There's no hiding from cameras. There was, and let me put this back onto the live stream. There was a little of a ruckus broke out. Did they say oot there for out? Oot? Oh, oot. Yeah, possibly. You'd have to ask Beijing Reds on that one. Oh man. Toronto's an amazing. I think he's in the Toronto area. So yeah, I've been to Toronto. Toronto's a great city. But what I was saying is there was a little bit of a coming of like, the two teams were ready to scrap, basically ready to throw some fists, apparently, because Canada was not happy apparently about going out. I think I still have that footage. I'll have to see if I can find that footage. But yeah, there was some crazy footage after the game where they were trying to break up the teams. And it was in the hallway, of going in the tunnel going in and going back into the locker rooms where they started to fight each other, or not fight, but at least start pushing and getting loud. Very rarely do you see people actually throw a fist, but it's often that you'll see people all of a sudden stick their chest out and get loud for no reason at all. Sometimes. To answer your question too about let me see if we can get it to the show. To Roy Egerle. I barely remember Egerle. I know that he played for DC United in the late 90s, primarily because when I worked for FIFA and US Soccer, I was based in Falls Church, Virginia. So I got this, DC United was quote unquote our home team. And at the time, especially during that era, they were DC United was like the team. That was a fun team to follow. Great players on that team. See, now that's what I thought too. Beijing Reds saying this, and Jay Kismet said that it's $350K per week that the Saudis are offering. I heard $700K too. But even if it's 350, 700, 450, 550, whatever the heck it is, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I'm saying that is generational changing income to a family. I'm not saying that right now Henderson is trying to okay. He's saying that it is definitely $700,000 a week. If it's $700,000 a week, I would love for Henderson to I would love to see Henderson retire as a Red, something that we don't see too often these days, which is a player retire at a club. Very rarely do you see a player start a club and end with a club. Not saying Henderson did that, but I'm just saying that's even more rare. Oh, Vasquez with great approach by Cal. Vasquez with a little bit of a lackluster finish. But and here's what Bejan, this is what Jay Kismet was saying back to you. But either way, I think that for him to go to Saudi Arabia, they're going to have, especially, and this again, and let me clear up my thoughts here. I think personally, and I said this, I'm trying to think who, I said this to Wino. I believe, honestly, Henderson them making a stab for Henderson right now, them making a really earnest effort. Amazingly great save by Matt Turner. Them making a play for him is, I believe, primarily because it's not because he's world talent level type player or something like that, where he's like CR7, where he's going to bring you millions of people that follow him on social, or are going to all of a sudden become go watching your team simply because it's Messi or it's Ronaldo. But I can say this: it's a definite great ambassador to bring to a club. What Henderson's done for whether it's the BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement, or whether it was the effort for to get children to feed hungry children with similar to what Rashford did, whether it's to produce efforts to bring about awareness to mental health, all these different things that you've seen Henderson be a part of. He is not only a good person, not only a good football player, he's a good person as well, and has an amazing character behind him. Is such a high level character person that alone is a great person, a great ambassador again to bring to your country when you are doing some real efforts to bring in the World Cup. You're really making. I think they're really trying to make an effort to bring World Cup, and whether it is just primarily because Gerard is saying that it's a Gerard effort more so. It's also maybe just a sense of saying that club, the owners of that club, having more money than a lot of clubs, even in the Premier League. A lot of those clubs being able to say, whatever you need, Stephen, whatever you need, we will get it for you. If it's humanly possible for us to afford it or to spend for it, we will get it for you. And Henderson knows. I mean, Henderson and Steven Gerrard have a great relationship. They know each other very well, obviously, because they played with each other in the club at the same time. But oh man, I think it just symbolizes the fact that they really want to make a statement. You going out and getting the captain of possibly one of the most historic, if not largest, club in the world. You going out there and getting the captain of that team and bringing him to your club, huge. This shows that Steven Gerrard also knows the quality and the importance of what Jordan Henderson will bring to his club. He understands that possibly bringing Jordan Henderson in means that, hey, guess what? He has a person he can not only count on, but a person he knows will be a solid leader on that club. That, I think, is unquestionable. So let's see. Jake has been saying Henderson never got involved in any off-field nonsense, never brought in any embarrassment to the club. That will do for me as a captain. He also says, no nonsense type of guy, old school. It's a statement type of signing, the Liverpool captain. I absolutely could not agree with that more. It's what I was, basically getting at and saying. It is a huge statement to say to the world, we will be taking not only your stars, but we'll be taking your leaders. We'll be taking players that are going to bring a semblance to our league. And that's huge. Huge. I'd like to hear what you think, Beijing Reds and Jake Kismet. And I don't know if Spurs United Spurs of America or Philly Liverpool FC are in the chatting at the time, but I'd love to hear what you think. I just showed you what Jay Kismet's thought, but yeah. So we're looking at 58th minute. Still 0-0. I don't know. I'm not going to break out my Panama jersey. I actually have a Panama jersey. It's kind of crazy. Well, a friend of mine used to get me jerseys or kits from whatever country they went and traveled to. So I have quite a few kits from around the world. It's pretty cool. Let's see. What was the question again? Philly Liverpool FC is saying, and basically what I'm asking is the Hendo question. How do you feel about if Henderson does leave? How do you feel about it? What do you think are the reason? Would you hold it against him of him leaving, or would you understand and everything else? Bejan Red is saying Hendo leaving would be great for his family, but he would help Stevie out big time for a leadership standpoint on the field. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. He would be basically he would be what he is for Klopp. In my opinion, I believe that Henderson, much like Milner, despite what a lot of people say about all the other leaders on the team and everything else and blah blah blah, Henderson and Milner were virtual coaches on extension of the coach's voice on the field. That's how I feel. Liverpool FC is saying, no, I wouldn't hold it against him. It's time to move on, and he needs to do what's best for him and his family. That is understandable. Bejan, Philly, Liverpool FC, Jay Kisman. You have to admit, though, Hendo did some real work in the gym. The brief moment of off season, he did some real work in the gym. What are we saying here? More importantly, 12th man, Hendo did more for BLM than the leaders of that group who took the money and enriched themselves. Absolutely. Nothing went back to them, to any of the victims. Took full advantage. Very shameful. Agreed. But for Henderson, I think it was more so the message and the message and the concept of what it stood for and what he wanted. The fact that Henderson's he's just a stand-up guy. I can't say there's rarely any negative thing I could say against Henderson. Can say true. Hendo got caught up with a knife. He shredded to the max. Bumba. Hendo got caught up with a knife. He shredded to the. Yeah. I agree. Bumba, I got you. He did. He went in and got his diesel on, because normally, I don't know if you saw the clip, but there was a clip when they do the weigh-ins, or they're doing the weigh-in or something, and or about to get on the treadmill or something like that, and they had to take their shirt off, and Anderson was like, "Oh man, I don't want to take my shirt off with like pocket Hercules," I saw those ads were popping. I was like, dang, dog. For Mo, who we all expect. Mo is ridiculous. But yeah, when they're all in that room together, it was Mo, as Bejan Reds is saying, and Mo and Robbo. And Henderson took that shirt off. I was like, oh, okay, he's been pushing up some weights, getting his calisthenics on. Okay, all right, I got you. Okay, very interesting change up. Cal is going to be coming off. Looks like Rodon is going to be coming on. And other addition, looks like Yeldon's going to come in. And is that Robinson coming out? I'm not sure. All the boxing, he said, I bet. I think it's very this I can say this too, and I don't know. I would love to hear your opinions in the chat, but I know I've been talking about Liverpool quite a bit during the broadcast because a lot of the Reds brethren are in the chat. You can say this about Henderson, and I believe the same thing is in line with Fab. A lot of these players have been counted out. A lot of these players have been, basically written off. And if there is anything that I've learned about the character and commitment of the players that are connected to this club, the last thing you want to do is count these players out. Normally, when you do count them out and their backs against the wall, or they're the underdog, that's when you see their best. So I'm very, very optimistic to see, if we can get if Henderson comes back with legs, if Fab can come back with legs, which I do think is a possibility. We'll see. That's why I felt it weird with the Hendo news today after yesterday's behind the scenes of the training day. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there was a lot of emphasis drawn towards Henderson. There's a lot of emphasis, obviously, towards Rob. Oh my goodness. Ferreira. That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. I'm sorry. That should have been a goal. Goes inches wide of the post. That's got to be a better, much better finish. But I agree. I was surprised to see what happened yesterday. You'd be surprised to see a player leave. Again, I can't stress enough. You'd be surprised to see a vice captain and a captain leave at the same window. Be surprised to see, them showing such emphasis on those players and not have them be a part of the club. Not saying that they get some extra insight, as to who's going to be a part of the club or not. But it'd be interesting. What's next saying? Liverpool will be the underdogs this season. Every other big club laughs at us, as you know, besides Chelsea. Chelsea is in the mud. They are certainly in the mud, to say the least. They're definitely in the mud. But I think Chelsea's going to have a good. Am I alone thinking I would not undersell or I'm going to say undersell or underestimate Chelsea. I think with Poch, who I do rate as a coach, I think that you are looking at a club that could make a dramatic turnaround from last year. Interesting. Chelsea and Liverpool, both of them. Philly, Liverpool FC is saying, what I would like is Chelsea and Liverpool to finish top 4. Don't count out Chelsea. They have good seasons when least expected. I agree with that completely. No one had them winning the year they won the Champions League. That was not a Champions, in my opinion, that was not a Champions League team. I don't think that was a Champions League team or Champions League winning caliber team. Like, I didn't think that they, if you were to say who was going to win that year, I would have never said that it's going to be Chelsea. USA pressing on the door here a little bit. Should have scored there. We had a free kick. Looks like it just went away, but we're now attacking again. Let's see what Bejan's saying. So if Hendo goes, who should be captain? It's Robbo or Mo for me. Bejan. Bejan Reds knows he's trying to drop trap cards because he knows that I don't have either of those players being the captain for me. I think the natural progression of who would be captain will most likely be who was always the person that's always third. Or last year, what it was in the line was Henderson, Robbo, VVD. So I believe that if Milner's gone, I think VVD would have moved up to that vice position, and I think that if Henderson leaves, I think VVD will be pushed up to the captain position. But what will be very interesting is to see who does get that vice position. And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. There's a lot of shouts for Salah and Allison, and for you saying VVD is too passive. I can understand he's, but you gotta realize though that he does captain the squad. He is the captain. If Henderson or Milner were not in the club or not on the pitch, he's the captain. So yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see where they go with that, if that even happens. Let's not act like Henderson's gone already. Until you see him holding up the kit, you can never really count anything. You know how transfers get. You can never really count anything. That could be a shout. I think a better question is, who's the vice captain? It's a good shout. How would you feel about that, Jake Kismet or Bejan? That could be a good shout. Robbo might edge him out for the vice, but yeah. And I get when you say, I get people's opinions. We're taking a hydration break, 72nd minute. I can get when you say he's not captain material for LFC, but that would mean, like, if I were to say that, I would also say that he's not captain material. He's maybe, let's say hypothetically, not hypothetically, he is captain for Holland, but that would say, okay, he's captain for instance, let's say for Holland, and you don't believe that correlates to being a captain for Liverpool. I can understand that, but he has been the captain for this club. He is when he's not. I mean, when Henderson and Milner were not in there, DVD's the captain. So that's why I just think it's a natural progression to take a guess that he'll be the captain. But who knows? Maybe you get your wish. Maybe Robbo is the captain, or Trent. I don't think Trent will be the captain, to be honest with you. I think one day in the future, certainly one day when when he's at the veteran status as opposed to the player in his prime status, I think that could happen. But yeah. And what's very interesting, Bejan, is you said VVD is too passive. Yet I could easily say the same for Mo, who was one of your choices to be possibly, I believe you said Mo, right? You said Robbo or Mo. So, I mean, like, I think Mo is a pretty passive person, pretty like zen, all about like cool and calm and collective. They're bringing in Morris for Vasquez. It's going to be very interesting. I don't understand some of these subs now. I'm not going to say that this coach is getting it wrong, because this coach has gotten the ability to get a lot of these choices right lately. But he must feel like we're going to be looking for the winner in regulation time rather than going to extra time. Or maybe it's because those players played extra time before. But we're pressing again. Come on, just shoot that ball. Let's see. Trent, another guy who I'd rather concentrate on this game. I agree. Yeah, I think too. That's a great statement right there. Trent, another guy who I'd rather concentrate on this game. I think like the reason why I don't think Allison, for instance, can be the captain of this club, because Allison is, I'm not saying he can't be a leader. That's something I definitely believe he is. But I don't think Allison can be a captain of this club, only because he's a goalkeeper. And as the goalkeeper, you are stuck in that box primarily. So let's say hypothetically there's, I don't know, what's going on right now, for instance. There's a foul in the opposition half, and you want as the captain, you want to go and talk to the referee or maybe persuade the referee and getting a card or say whatever your side of the story is for your player or for yourself possibly. Allison can't do that. He can't. You're not going to have your goalkeeper running up to the end of the pitch, And what'll have to happen is you'll have to say you as the captain, which will be just a symbolic thing of you having the armband. You as the captain will have to go to the referee and say, I'm the captain, but during the match, so-and-so, VVD, for instance, is going to be my voice. You don't want to do that. You just don't. So that's just my take on it. Like, I know, for instance, the Spurs, for instance, have Lloris as their captain, and it doesn't really correlate to too much. And what's very interesting is that he's the captain, but yet Kane is the captain of the national team, which says a lot. It says a extremely a hell of a lot to me. But anyways, back to this game, 77th minute. Still 0-0. USA is pressing. I love Hata. But I don't believe Hata's not a captain. Definitely a well-liked player, definitely someone that brings intensity and brings a lot of heart, but I don't see him being. I couldn't see him. You need your captain to be a regular. You need your captain to be a regular starter. In my opinion, your captain should be a regular starter in the lineup. One way or another, he should be pretty much a regular starter. And if he's not starting, your vice captain should be starting. One or the other. I wish Thiago could be the captain, but Thiago is not healthy enough to be a starter either. Big up Chris Angel in the house. This needs to miss. He does. He unfortunately has been the injury bug has hit him pretty harsh. Pretty harsh. Thiago isn't fit enough, but it's again absolutely spot on. I said it just earlier. Reading of what I'm saying is that I believe Thiago. This is what Chris Angel had to say, which is funny. That was funny. But you're right on. Thiago isn't fit enough to be captain. But it would be fantastic to have him as a captain. I think Thiago is captain material. Not only is he captain material, considering that we're getting more and more Spanish-speaking players on our squad, I think that'll be great to have a captain that's a bilingual captain, similar to what Milner was when it came to being able to converse with different languages on the pitch. Unfortunately, Liverpool FC, I don't even know. There's no guarantee that Thiago's even going to be on this club. But I'm not saying I don't want him to be on the club. If anything, I'm saying I would like to see him continue on the club. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no guarantee that he will be on the club past this year. So we're looking at the 81st minute, and looks like we're still at a 0-0 tie. And let's see. Thiago VC is a good option because he doesn't need to be starting every game. Agreed. I mean, it could happen. That could be a shout. I don't know how Chris Angel feels, or how Beige on Reds TV feels about that. But that could be a very good shout. Making a desperate attempt right here. Ooh. Desperate attempt. He's going to get a corner kick out of it. You can see the stadium slowly but surely starting to add up a little bit more in attendance, primarily because when you do have these kind of games where you have two clubs playing, when you have two matches playing in the same stadium, and are for two different teams or four different teams, excuse me, you'll have people that are going to the Mexico Jamaica game that have tickets to the game that obviously are not aren't going to show up until they have to, basically, I guess you could say. Come on, I'm watching Panama push in. Thiago, not for me. That's what Bejan Rez is saying, that he's not on board with the Thiago shout. Chris Angel is saying, honestly, it's between Allison, Salah, Allison, Mo, and Trent, basically. I assume that's for the VC. It's interesting that the chat is split seems to be split on whether Thiago would be a good shout as vice captain. Vieira's got to put that on net. He's getting a lot of opportunities, just hasn't been able to put the ball in the net. Oh man, see what I mean? We got jokes. You can see the badge. You can see the badge. Does Canada wear I never even answered the question about Roy Wagley, by the way. I'm sorry, Jake Kesman. You asked about Roy Wagley. I remember they played for DC United, but I think now he's connected to some type of television station or something like that, or television or something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. Roy Wagley. But I was going to ask, I don't know, is Canada I have to look that up. Is Canada they're Nike? Are they sponsored by Nike? Maybe not. I don't know who Canada's national team. Yeah. Alexi Lawless. That's funny. Pop up. Pop up. I think they're sponsored by Nike. I'm not positive though. Jay Kismet is saying they think they're sponsored by Nike. I don't have a Canadian jersey, so Canadian kit, so I wouldn't know. But I have to look and see who they're sponsored by. I don't know their team sponsors. Let me see. It looks like Nike. It looks like Nike. Yeah, I'm on the Canada soccer store, and it looks like it's Nike is their sponsor. Interesting. But yeah, no. I do have a jersey. I have a jersey from the 94 World Cup team. But that jersey is the goalkeeper jersey, and it's a long sleeve jersey, so that's why I'm not wearing that today. Little Tony Meola, New York, New Jersey Metro Stars. Yeah, you say that it is. Oh, come on, America! You gotta put these away. So we have a question in the chat for Bejan Rez. He is not Canadian, but he lives in Canada. Okay, so I want to make sure that that's understood. I'm sure that's understood. But he represents Barbados. He definitely represents Barbados. Wrist pass knuckles. Oh my gosh. I got put on blast for Tim Howard. I guess there's some Tim Howard hate going on in the social media universe, or whatever you call it. Because hey, am I alone? Tim Howard was a pretty good keeper. I mean, man, I didn't rate him obviously on the two clubs in England that he played for, but am I wrong in saying Tim Howard was a good goalkeeper? My good friend and brethren, Ensman, and I don't know if Savage held the opinion as well, but I know Ensman was saying that he doesn't think that Tim Howard was. He thinks Tim Howard was not a good keeper. I disagree. So, let's see. Got 5 minutes of extra time going on into the second half, and then if nothing happens, we will be headed to extra time. 15 minutes of extra time for the two halves if we do not see something happen here. I don't know why you would think we're going to lose in penalties, even if we did go to penalties, because if it goes scoreless in extra time, then you're looking at if it goes scores in extra time, look at penalties. What? Come on, Jones. You saw that ball go out. Rather than let it go react to it. He watched it just go out. Could have reacted to it. Look at a corner kick here for Panama. I don't know why the Tim Howard hate came up the way it did, but hey, Considering both of these keepers that you just mentioned played for Everton, he's offsides. He's way offsides. Come on, it's not even close. He didn't even make an effort to get back onside. Now I'm trying to say handball. It's not a handball either. You could take your pick. There's 3 guys offsides. Now, what's very interesting is that possibly would have been a waiting for determination on this VAR decision. You're missing out the door, by the way. Say I'm missing out. We're missing out the door. Oh. VAR's goal overturned. Okay. I'm trying to find out what they are. Okay, they're saying that we play on. I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like we are still trying to evaluate if it's okay. Looks like they're still trying to figure it out. And Panama was trying to coax them into a BS. But hey, guys in the chat, I would like to know. So next year, I believe the new rule is the new offside rule. It was something that I had mentioned about possibly doing a video on before, but that was when I wasn't certain. I wasn't certain that they were testing it out. But now it looks like that is going to be the reality for us all. This new TFC sucked. Oh gosh. They're going to be the new law of for offsides is going to be a different interpretation. Again, I said it earlier about how it's going to be more like a hockey interpretation of offsides, whereas in you can, as long as one part of you holds that line of being onside, you can be in front of the player, but you can't. Your whole body can't be in front of the player. So you can hold the line with your back foot, but be in front of the player. It's going to be very, very interesting. I think it's going to definitely help out a lot of players, a lot of people, or a lot of U.S. men's national team. It'll help out a lot of Reds. So it looks like we're going to get a free kick here. This will probably be the last free kick of regular time. Darwin is going to cook. Tell me about it. Could not agree more. Darwin is definitely going to cook. That's why I made my bold statement earlier. He is going to cook. Because if you think that people were having problems with his pace and his intensity on that back line before, wait till he gets a head start on you. That was one of the things I criticized him on, constructively, of course, but criticized him on was, it's a horrible free kick, One of the things I criticized him mostly on was the fact of, once he gets able to know when to make the runs, how to make the runs properly, that is going to be an asset for him. So end of regulation 0-0. Wow. It's amazing. That we are definitely at about, I would say, easily 35,000 people in attendance of this game. I don't know the exact attendance, but I know that it's definitely close. Yeah, he's going to cook. He's going to cook. Okay. 2 hours. Had to at least eat something, a little something. Nibble on a little golden Oreo. So yeah, he's gonna cook. I think it's gonna be fun. I think he's gonna get definitely game time. I definitely think he's gonna get. Obviously, we all know that Hackbo is certainly at the moment someone that is obviously liked and appreciated by Klopp, but it's going to be hard to not. It's going to be very difficult to not utilize a weapon like Nunez. It's going to be hard to not utilize Invasor. Starwin, the Invasor. Similar. But yeah, let me show you what that new so I'll tell you what it is since they just announced it. That's not what I want to look up. So yeah, they got 4 new rule changes coming to the Premier League in the 2023-24 season. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll have a. I can't say it's enough, guys. And I've always, when it comes to one of the major missions that I've wanted to do with going forward with the channel and going forward with my inclusion in the community, it has always been to basically was to empower my fellow Reds with knowledge, empower them with stats, empower them with insight, empower them with all the different things that will make them more. Okay, let's make sure I saw the circles going on because I guess because and just basically just to empower us to be mighty. I want us to be mighty. I love the Mighty Reds concept, and I love the fact that with knowledge is power. So doing my part, trying to do my part at least. Got some great content creators that are doing their part as well. showing love in the chat, or just showing love by stopping through. But yeah, I'm really interested to see some of the new new laws that are going to be done. Okay, I had another thing in the background that was eating up apparently too much. They were showing a lot of video, so it was eating up a lot of my RAM, I guess, or something. But yeah. All right, we're back on. We're already seeing Panama really press the ball forward, trying to get an attack. We need to put one in here, U.S. We need to put one in here. '92nd minute. Oh my. What's going to be interesting? There's been no problem with the real. There's been really no problem with the pitch. It looks in pretty decent shape, but wow. I'm going to give you a breaking update. This is from this guy. Sometimes get it right. He's not always right, but he's sometimes. Oops. I am back. Sorry about that. I have too many windows open. Let's see, because it looks like Dave. I could see where that tweet. There's a tweet that just came in on my feed talking about that apparently Henderson has accepted personal terms. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. Breaking is Jordan Henderson has decided he does want to accept Al Edifax offer and join up with Steven Gerrard in the Saudi Arabia Pro League. It is now up to the clubs to find an agreement, as the Saudi side will not pay a large fee. I'll ask you guys, what is that fee? What is the number that you would be cool with in getting in return for Jordan Henderson leaving the club? And again, I'm not saying that means you want to see him leave. I'm not saying that means that you're not a Henderson fan or you are a Henderson fan or whatever the case. All I'm asking for is, what is an acceptable fee to you? How much would you, what would you accept as a fee? Come on, the back line play, man. What's very interesting is that despite what could be interesting too, is that Jordan Henderson, we talked about the BLM movement. Jordan Henderson was very openly, in support of the LGBTQ. Hopefully, I didn't get all the letters wrong, or got all the letters I could in there. But he's very vocal on that as a presence in that community. He's obviously worn the rainbow armband in solidarity with them. Let's see. What would be the? So let's just go by. No, transfer market is not the absolute, say all be all when it comes to what a player is worth, but they're rating him at 10 million euros. I think we do have 2 years left on his contract, I want to say. Looks like I don't think the fee will be. Let's see what Jake is saying. I don't think the fee will be high. 10 million. 10 million pounds or 10 million euros, by the way. Oh, Ferreira has had some. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Ferreira has had some real opportunities to score here, and he just hasn't been able to put the ball in the net. 10 million pounds, Jake Kismet is saying. What are you thinking, Bejan? What are you thinking? Anyone else? It's Philly, Liverpool FC, Chris Angel, whoever's in the chat. What are you guys thinking? I mean, 10 million pounds, huh? Oh, man. God. So, goal Panama, 99th minute, extra time, first part of extra time here. Trying to see if this goal is going to stand. Very, very poor decision by Matt Turner, who I do rate, who I do believe is an excellent keeper. Nope, he's on. He's on. He's on. Poor decision, dude. Poor decision. So 1-0. I know he had to drop out from that one. Despite Beijing Reds, you can tell Beijing Reds isn't in the chat anymore because he's not already goading the fact that we ended up losing or ended up conceding that goal. All right, US, do you want it? How bad do you want it? This is truly was a poor decision by Matt Turner, like I said, but it's still the first period of extra time, so there is time left. Another giveaway. Decent save. Luckily, got that one. That's got to be a card. It was reckless. Oh, man. So here we are once again down a goal in extra time. Panama's about to make a substitution here. We're taking off the player that got a yellow card. So it looks like Goody is out. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad circumstances there, buddies. But once again, it's a question of what do you have left in the tank? What is it that you believe you can show and prove? And do you really want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? We used 4 of our subs so far. We've used looks like we used 4 of our subs already. Aaron Long has been subbed out. So we had Yeldon, Roldan, Miaka, and Morris all come in. So we have I believe you can extra substitution in yeah, it looks like we are going to make this up. Yep. So it looks like Busio is coming out and Grussel's coming in. And it also looks like Jones is coming out and Tolkien is coming in. So it looks like that's going to be it for our subs. It's going to be all or not here. And even if we score, it would be to press for it would be to be pushing for penalty kicks if we were to score. but I can say this much. I believe in America. So just got to believe, man. Just got to believe. 1-0, still Panama. Extra time, 1:05 left. America's pressing. Oh! Jesus! Jesus! Hey! And we're back. And we are back. There is a lifeline. I know you can probably hear it in my voice that pulse was very, very low. But what a finish. Finally. A great volley. Well-placed header to set up the volley from Morris to Ferrer. And it looks like we are back in it, people. Back in this. 1-1. All right. It's amazing what a goal can do to your spirits because it was not looking good. But I mentioned it earlier. Looks like most goals in a Gold Cup all time. Wow. Jesus Ferreira has 7 goals. That's now tied Clint Dempsey for second as having for most goals. I didn't get to see who was first, but I know it was a Mexican player that was in first place. It helps that he just got a hat trick, and then I guess he did the score. He had back-to-back hat tricks in the 2 previous games, so that certainly helps his goal tally. But we're now in extra time, the second half of extra time. We're looking at a 1-1 score. Jersey, I like that jersey. That was tight. Yeah, great header to press it on from Morris. Great positioning by Jesus, who has had good positioning this game. This match, he has had very good positioning. He has not been able to put the ball into the back of the net, but he's had good positioning. I'd like to see how many shots on goal he has. Way to pick up Matt Turner from that poor decision. And I don't, as a former goalkeeper, you've got to connect. If you come out of the box, or come out of, especially if you come out of your net, but if you come out of the box, you have to make contact with the ball, period. Whether it means going through that player or not. And I know that means that you'll be taken off. I get it. But if it's a breakaway like that, and you know that chances are you will be scored on, or the chances are in their favor of scoring the goal, you have to make contact with the ball. We're looking at 1-1. Yes. 1-1. 1-1. And here we go. Let's do this. Can we get this goal to go ahead in the second part of extra time and push on to a final? This club does not want to make anything easy. Once again, let me tell you, there are incredible similarities when it comes to. There are some incredible similarities when it comes to the United States men's national team and Liverpool. Sometimes they just do not want to make it easy for anyone, for any of us. But here we go. Here we go. Pretty cool stadium. I don't know if anyone's ever been to the stadium. I personally haven't, but it looks like a pretty cool stadium in San Diego. Next time I'm out there, which will be probably in August, I'll have to make a point to go check the stadium out. I don't know if there's going to be anyone playing at the game, or playing at the stadium, but I definitely would like to go and see the stadium. Maybe bring my cleats and take a run on the pitch. Have the next broadcast of me like, oh, I'm hurt. Oh man. So Panama's going to get a free kick here. Panama's going to get a free kick. 108th minute. Am I finally linked up? Looks like I might be almost synced up. I don't know how that happened, but I wish I could pause the live stream data coming in and be able to sync it with the actual data or the actual feed from my television, but I will take some photos when I go down there for sure. I will. I'm gonna see if I can get on. I'm gonna see if I can get in. Sometimes some of the places I can get in or have been able to get tours of. I'm gonna see if I can't get a tour of the facility. It looks like a pretty nice stadium. Not gonna lie. Looks like a pretty nice stadium. Let's see where. Uh-huh. I don't know if maybe it is them. It might be the San Diego Loyal, I think, play there. I want to say San Diego Loyal, who were a team founded by Warren Smith and U.S. men's national team legend Landon Donovan. Did not know that. Let's see. I don't know if that's the same stadium or not, though. Let's see. I don't think that's the same stadium. Maybe it is. No, Torrio Stadium is a 6,000. No, it can't be the same stadium. Let me see which stadium this is that they're playing in. Snapdragon Stadium. Yeah, that's a really nice stadium. Oh, okay. It's for San Diego State University. Okay, makes sense. If it's for San Diego State, then most likely I'll be able to get onto the field. But it looks like I believe they probably play football there. I've been saying this timelessly that it's interesting, um, here in America, since we have football stadiums, it's like a different vibe and feel and approach to everything. Um, okay. But let's see. Stadiums in the U.S. are pretty top designs. The Bayern Stadium is top class in Europe. San Siro is the best, and I've been to best one I've been to after Anfield. Says Jake Isby. That's pretty cool, man. That's super cool. Um, yeah, I've been to some cool stadiums in America, at least though. I definitely have Anfield being a I definitely have Anfield being a target for me to check out next year. Hopefully, I'll have a couple of thousands or a few thousands or many thousands of subscribers by then, and I'll be able to represent this side of the pond. But yeah, there's definitely some really cool stadiums. To be honest, Cincinnati has a really cool stadium. Columbus, very, very, very nice stadium. And these are just stadiums in America. I mean, San Siro's, that'd be amazing, amazing to go check out San Siro. That'd be really cool. I'd love to see, I'd love to see Barcelona. I'd love to see Real Madrid. I'd love to see Sao Paulo. I'd love to see their stadium in Brazil, obviously. What I would love to see too was the stadiums that they built in South Africa for the World Cup. I mean, some of those stadiums are beautiful, absolutely beautiful that they created. I'm happy with the refurbishment they've done at Anfield under this pretense is that they're going to be able, you're now going to be able to have more fans enjoy the game. I was looking at uh, the how much it costs for season tickets for Anfield, and I don't even live in England, but I contemplated seeing if I could get season tickets, and 61,000. You're right, 61,000. Uh, it'll hold 61,000 now. I think that's like I think what edition. It's like I want to say 6 or 8,000 seat edition. 7,000 seat edition. I know it was like I said 6 or 8. I'm sure one for the middle. But yes, 7,000 additional people. The extension is going to bring in 7,000 additional, fans to the game that, normally wouldn't have seen it. It's going to make it go from 54,000 to 61,000 seats. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's definitely cool. And like, unlike some teams, Manchester City, there will always be sellouts for there always be there be no seats empty in that thing. Get a season ticket for a year would be top class. Spend a year in Liverpool. I would love that. I would love to be able to do that. I definitely love to be able to do that. There's a lot of different things I want to be able to do with this new pursuit in my life, and that would be definitely one of the highlights if I was able to be able to do that. I do know that there is a considerable wait list, though. Considerable wait list for seats, for tickets for Anfield. So Jesus Ferreira is down and looks like he is. It looks like it's relatively serious. He's currently the golden boot top candidate. Let's see what happened to him right here. I didn't get a chance to really see, but that's his goal. To show back his goal. Jay Kismet, you've got my information, man. Keep me in the loop. That would be awesome. That would be super, super awesome. That'd be super, super awesome if you could do that. So it's saying season ticket holders will be sent an email on Tuesday, 30th March 30th for further details. Blah 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 blah. Liverpool has approximately 27 season ticket holders, and the waiting list, which has been closed now for over 5 years, has an estimated 70,000 fans on it. There are more fans on the waiting list than there are for the for. So it looks like it's a long wait. It's a long wait. Liverpool FC season ticket prices frozen for 7th consecutive year. That's cool. But yeah, it looks like a long wait. But I had been thinking of just putting in a request for season tickets regardless, because heck, it'd be nice to get it, but all things considered, if it's taking that long to get it, then it's now closed and further operations to try to not be pursued due to the time next. Okay. That was in 2011. This thing was published. That was like 13 years ago, 12 years ago. It's like to get taken off the waiting list is a £5 administration fee that cannot be refunded. I'm like, why would anyone ever do that? The list is ordered chronologically, and those who have been on the list the longest will be offered a season ticket first. So I wonder, can you transfer? I wonder, and Jay Kisman, I know that you said that you have connects and everything. I wonder if you can transfer your ticket. See, here in America, we have things where you have they call it what do they call it? Seat licenses. So hypothetically, if I bought a ticket at a stadium, I own that seat. Not only do I own the ticket for or the seat for Liverpool, I own for whatever else comes into the stadium. for instance, like Spurs, they have like a bunch of different things that go through the stadium, you know. So it looks like we are going to penalties. Let's say we're going to penalties. So it looks like we're going to penalties. It is harder for an American to get season tickets to Liverpool. Right? I believe that for sure. From Philly Liverpool FC. But what I was saying is that by owning the tickets or by owning the seat license, you're able to, I believe, transfer the seat license to some. Like I could sell my seat license to someone if I wanted to. I wonder if you can do that too by, even though, let's say hypothetically you own a ticket, you have season tickets, let's say, and there are 2 season tickets for, for I don't know, for Anfield, let's just say, right? Could I then say I want to sell my rights to these tickets to someone else and not be able to get them back? Obviously, I'm selling my rights to the tickets. I wonder if you can do that for them. I wonder. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to hear if that's a possibility. Like as in if you could do that, or if you could, someone's on the waiting list, if they can, if you can buy their position in the waiting list or something like that. Who knows? But that'd be interesting to see or hear if you can actually do that. I've been saying I wanted to be doing these. I've been hoping that I could do these watch-alongs in under 3 hours, but we're coming up on 2 hours and 45 minutes practically on this broadcast. If you have let's see what Jake Kisman says. If you have a season ticket and you can't go to the game, then you can give tickets to someone else for that game. That I do know. And you have to actually put their name. You have to actually put their name associated with who is taking the season ticket. That's what I'm told. That's the process. But I wonder if you can just, buy the rights from someone. Like if you have a season, hypothetically, like if I had season tickets, and I wanted, and Philly Liverpool FC wants to buy my tickets. Could I just say, hey, I'll buy them and give you the rights, or do I have to buy them, or does the ticket stay in my name and I just have to buy the tickets, each ticket that I want from them? I don't know how it works. It'd be interesting. That's what I mean. It'd be very interesting. Extremely interesting. I know that my parents, for instance, have season tickets to. We follow Philadelphia Eagles, and my parents have season tickets to the Eagles. They've had them for, since it was the Vet, which was a long time ago, and but once it became the Link, which is the new stadium that they play in, ticket licensing started to come in. Seat licensing started to come in. I'm very surprised they don't do that over. I know that people have problems with American policies and everything else, especially with American owners. I'm surprised they haven't tried to do that with their tickets. Which is another money grab, but still. So we are awaiting. Penalty kicks. I'm surprised Landon Donovan just doesn't shave his head. I love Landon, but a little confusion by Panama as to I don't know exactly what was going on. Let me see. Here. Not really talking about it. But yeah, it looks like we are going to begin the penalty shootout. So, people, if you are ahead or behind, I'll do my best to not give any spoilers. Um, uh, I'll do my best to not react. I'm not going to watch what's going on with the live feed over here, but I will. I will look. It looks like America is going to. Looks like America is going to go first though in the penalties, and it looks like Jesus is going to. Jesus is going to take the penalty for America first. I'll bring this up like this, so we don't go away from it. I'll just announce what's going on. A little play-by-play style. Jesus Ferreira is leaning back, poised to take this penalty kick. And it stopped. It is saved. Poor penalty kick by Jesus. I give him credit for stepping up. It's not easy to be the first person to step up and take it. However, it was a poor penalty kick, to be honest with you. As a keeper, that is a routine save. Routine save. And Panama is now walking up to take their shot at taking the lead. The run up, the take, down the middle. And Panama's player stands in the middle, very cocky, very cheeky, however you want to put it. He just blasted it straight down the middle. Matt Turner dove to his right and was unfortunately not able to get a leg on it. All right, looks like we're tied up once again. I'm not sure if you see that or not. Let's go. Go full. So we're tied up at one piece. However, U.S. has missed their first attempt. So they are 1 for 2. Panama's coming up to the line to take their shot at regaining the lead. Ismail Diaz, the man who got a hat trick from the previous match, approaches and slots it in. Turn him out the wrong way. It's 2-1 in penalties. Jesus is not feeling good. Oh, man. Morris is now up to take this. His approach. Woo! That's a great. That's how you take a penalty kick. That's how you take a penalty kick. That's how you take a penalty kick. Top binned it. 3 attempts, 2 makes, 1 miss. We're looking at 2 makes for Panama as they step up to try to regain the lead. Let's see what we can do here. Matt Turner. Oh, that's just too easy. That's just too easy. That's just too easy. You could tell that he did not know what he was doing. His approach was poor. He ran up, tried to stutter step. Once you stutter step, it's all over. You've now allowed for the goalkeeper to get a good sense of where you're probably going to end up going. If you're not diving by that point, it's all over because now your momentum's all gone, and it's going to be probably a poor shot, which it was. Matt Turner eats it up, and we're knotted up at 2-2. We're knotted back up at 2-2. So once again, a great finish. Gressel pumps his fist, grabs the ball from it, backing out the net, hands it over to the keeper, get a good feel on it, put his juju on the ball, as they say. And it's now 3-2 with Panama coming up to take their 4th attempt at this penalty shootout. Here we go. Oh, that's cheeky. That's cheeky. He got him to dive. He got him to dive, and he went the wrong way. He got him to dive and go the wrong way, and had enough on the back of it for it to go in. So now we're looking at 3-3 coming up on the 5th penalty taker for the red, white, and blue. Miaza slots it home. Matt, good take. Slots it home. Sorry I don't have my sound effects on this broadcast. But yes, the veteran puts it into the back of the net. Defender takes a well-taken penalty kick, and we're now. He's even talking a little mess. He has just been using all the dark arts. Give him a little something in his mind to think about as he walks up to the spot. It is 4-3. This is their fifth. It comes down to if he misses this, U.S. go on. If not, we go into, I guess you can call it sudden death. So now we're going to be the approach. He takes a long approach. He's standing all the way out of the circles. Long run in. Oof. Matt Turner guessed the wrong way. Oh, okay, dude. All right. You scored. Congratulations. Doing the old telling everyone to be quiet. He almost missed that. Almost got a wrong foot on it. All right. You made it. Cool. So who is this up? Is this Roldan? Thanks, Roldan. Oh, Roldan missed it. He got saved. He saved it. Oh, it's a horrible penalty. That's a horrible penalty. Had it in the back of my mind thinking that, oh man, that's just horrible. Horrible penalty. He went long, he went hard, he went low and to the left. So it all comes down to this. Panama with the opportunity to go on. Panama with the opportunity to go on to the final. Unfortunately, I just saw the result. So let's put this on like this. Top ended. Congratulations to Panama. Congratulations to Panama. They did what they set out to do. I don't know how else to put it. They did what they set out to do, man. They came into a hostile environment, relatively hostile environment, and win it 5-4 on penalties. 5-4 on penalties. So it's going to be short and sweet. Want to get off before his 3-hour mark. But, yeah, it's tough loss for U.S. men's national team. Hold your heads up. I mean, you played well, or at least you didn't go meekly into the night, I guess you could say. It's a shame that the players that missed the penalties were the ones that normally don't miss it. But hey, sometimes that happens. Looks like the double is not going to happen for America. Looks like it's going to either be Jamaica, Mexico, or Panama as the Gold Cup winners. America is not going to be repeating as champions. So, thank you for tuning in, guys. Big up to Philly, Liverpool FC. Big up to Jay Kismet. You Never Walk Alone, who tuned in. Big up to Bejan Reds TV. Big up to Chris Angel. Big up to anyone that I didn't see in the chat. Oh, big up to United Spurs of America, too, as well. Yeah, man. Kind of bittersweet to see it go the way that it did. But, hey, it is what it is. This final now is going to be, again, it's going to be Panama versus either Mexico or Jamaica. So good luck to the Reggae Boys, and good luck to Mexico, and good luck to Panama with the next match. And I guess, we press on. Back to preseason. So I'll have some episodes coming out pretty soon. I'm going to do an update on the rules changes. I'm going to be doing a couple of episodes with some fellow content creators. I'll also be doing an episode on the lineup that I believe is going to be the starting lineup for this team going forward, being Liverpool. Can I say it's hard to see it, but hey, it happens. So, hey, you never walk alone to all my Reds, and thank you for joining in.